I and our little boy will come again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome back, dear viewers. And now we are joined over the phone by Dr. Tarek Temraz, former consultant to the Minister of Environment, and he will talk to us about today's session from Glasgow to Sharm el-Sheikh, combating climate change session. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Tarek?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Yes, sir. We have all followed earlier in the day that tackled the climate change here in Egypt and the COP27, which is expected to take place here in Egypt. So can you shed more light on the importance of the session?
The session was capitalized attention from John Kerry, and the roadmap is very clear, as President said it many years ago. We are acting into a parallel way. One of them is mainly African, and the others are Group 77, as well as the Arab Negotiation Group. Work in coherence with all of these activities, and we depend on diversify our activities to combat climate change. One of the main activities in Egypt, and it is globally recognized, is spreading in renewable energy sources. So Egypt has an ambition plan to diversify the energy sources, reaching around 42% depending on renewable energy by 2035, which is very ambitious plan. Currently, we are 1 year ahead of the target set before to reach 20% from renewable energy sources. Moreover, we have plans for turning cars into LNG, natural gas, and the natural gas will reduce the carbon emission, although we are not that much in the carbon emission worldwide. We are only contributing by 0.6 from all the world greenhouse gases emission. So Egypt is adopting a holistic and inclusive approach to tackle the adaptation projects for climate change reduction, as well as mitigations, and we have lots of projects going on now, as the Minister of Environment declared. We have like 30 national mega projects going around for combating climate change impact.
Yes, Dr. Tarek, also Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli said in his address that Egypt is well prepared. The COP27 climate change conference due to be held in the city of Sharm. What about preparations for this important event?
The United Nations Framework Convention for Climate Change, having a yearly summit for all the leaders of the world, and I was honored to attend the last version held in Glasgow 2 months ago, and it was honored by the presence of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, His Excellency. And the roadmap to Sharm el-Sheikh is very clear. We are going to depend on adaptation process, as President declared. And also we are preparing a lot of activities, and we would like to show what is happening on the ground, from Benban solar panels, from as well as the ambitious reduction of emissions in the energy sector. Moreover, we have a lot of activities going on, so it will be a chance to show the role of Egypt in Africa, and as well as in the Arab region, enhanced by the presence of various leaders of the world. All of them are expecting a very clear message delivered regarding the adaptation, and I believe we are prepared for this message and for this initiative as well. because there is a committee headed by His Excellency Dr. Mustafa Madbouri, and participated by various ministries to tackle the climate change and to prepare for the COP27, because the COP itself is not a meeting, a regular meeting. It's hosting around 30,000 specialists in various sectors, from media to intellectual university professors, negotiators, politicians. So it's like a festival, and at the end of the festival, the world is waiting to listen to what they have reached at the end. In Glasgow, they started with a very crucial statement that we're still having the ambition to reach the 1.5 degree increase, not more. And we will work as a world to reduce and not reach 2 degrees as Paris Agreement stated. And in Sharm el-Sheikh, we have many messages for the entire workshop within the Americans.
Yes, also the formation of National Council on reflects the huge importance Egypt gives to climate change issue, considering it a priority to all ministries. So can you tell us more about cooperation between different Egyptian ministries to fight the problem of climate change?
Okay, let me put it like this. During the COP26 in Glasgow, there was various ministers attending and presenting their story to the whole world, starting from the Ministry of Electricity, Ministry of International Cooperation, Ministry of Planning, and all hosted by the Ministry of Environment. There was a clear message. We have a lot of activities going on the ground, and we want to share it with our African friends and the Arab as well. So since this moment, the committee is formulated to do like a coherent interlink between different ministers. For example, the Minister of Higher Education and Research, as well as the National Research Center, is going into activities. The National Academy of Science is planning another activity. So now it's the time to act together as a unit to secure and to assure that we are going to deliver one clear message. So all the universities would like to participate in the event to show their research results. All the research center and the institution as well, looking for this opportunity to be exposed to the whole world. So I believe we are currently preparing like the best case scenarios from every sector. So it will be shared and it will be delivered to the whole world during the COP in Sharm. And of course, Sharm el-Sheikh is the base of city. For us to all the energy source that can sequester and sink very good opportunity for Egypt to share our ideas with whole.
Also, President Sisi, in his speech early in the day, cited the project of lining freshwater canals in Egypt as an example of rapid, drastic and effective action aimed at facing the negative effects of climate change. So can you tell us more about this project?
Yeah, simply one of the major impacts of climate change will be the water sector. The water sector is to have extreme events starting from drought and heat waves, even to glaciers melting down and something like that. So we have this big, so we have a very long and irrigation system. So our ambitious plan is to cover some parts of the irrigation this was amount of evaporation, and as well as it will be like that we can cover it by solar panels. So we will use the same irrigation canal to produce renewable energy and to reduce the amount of evaporation. It's in Egypt, actually, we are trying to address every problem in a holistic way that tackle different sectors surrounding the problem. So it's not only just we would like to prevent or reduce the evaporation, but we also would like to get benefit from this by covering it by solar panels. So it's really a very excellent project, and hopefully we will be very successful in implementing this project.
Yes, also we have seen the participation of the U.S. envoy for climate change, John Kerry, who participated via video conference in the session from Glasgow to Sharm el-Sheikh combating climate change, and he praised the President Fattah al-Sisi for his interest in the climate change issue and for commitment to holding the upcoming UN conference on climate change COP27. He also called for the participation of in facing global warming and climate change all over the world. So how can we involve youths in this issue?
Actually, there is an plan on the ground to attract the youth. One of these plans is depending on first education and capacity building. We have to support and to educate the youth with the right education regarding the climate change. When we speak about climate change, there are a lot of messes around it, skepticism as well as facts. So when we got the right education, identify the problem and how we can mitigate it, it's an added knowledge to the youth. And climate change is mainly subjected and directed to the youth because we are speaking about the future, and our future is youth, especially in Egypt. So in the country now we have a very spread activities targeting to attract youth from universities, from research institutions, from different ministries, from the public, from NGOs, to be involved into capacity building, training, and awareness raising sessions. And these students or these youth will be our main stone in Sharm el-Sheikh COP27, as they will receive the parties participated from different countries. They will be the image of Egypt. So if we send an educated, well-informed, good image youth, it's another success to Egypt, and it will reflect our civilization and our contemporary education and knowledge. So depending on the youth is the main target. Also, all of the NGOs are now alerted to present their cases, what they have been working on, what is their examples of success they did it in various projects. So the Ministry of Environment is holding some event to identify the active or activists on the ground, each other, and also part of our activities as academia regarding the universities and national research centers, for example, we are holding a large training program directed to the youth in collaboration with various ministries, and it will be declared soon. It's really a very large training and awareness raising program. It will allow the participation of every sector from the society to assure that we have a very scientific-based ideas about climate change and how we can act with.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Temraz, former consultant to the Minister of Environment. Thank you for being with us, and back to the World Youth Forum. And on the sidelines of the fourth edition of the World Youth Forum, Nile TV's correspondent Hani Saif held this interview with Russian scientist journalist Lydia Jiva and Russian entrepreneur Vera Kamenskaya.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the World Youth Forum, we're joined here with Vera and Lydia. Vera is an entrepreneur from Russia.